Welcome to the WSL Post Show here at the GWM Sydney Surf Pro, presented by Bonsoy. Another massive day of competition. Started with a beautiful sunrise and then it began. We started whittling away the field. And we're seeing the Challenger Series just live up to its title, live up to its name. It was very difficult conditions out there today. Here on the Harvey Norman host set, Ronnie Blakey still with Jess Grimwood and Richie Lovett. Rich, it was tricky. It looked beautiful out there this morning. It started with lefts and it finished predominantly on the rights out in front of the car park there.
Yeah, a little bit unexpected for today. You know, it was beautiful and smooth, as you said this morning, and northy lefts were producing, but it didn't last long. The energy shifted down to car park rights, and good bit of sand down there, and that saved us for today, but we're well poised now, and I'm really confident that the next few days the conditions are going to be really nice. Offshore winds for the majority of the day.
We're going to hold you to that.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
Pressure's on. I better deliver, Rich, otherwise you're going to look like a fool.
I'll get the boot.
But let's talk about one of the great runs through this contest. It was an amazing effort from Dylan Moffatt today.
Yeah.
He performed great. And, you know, there's obviously a bit of expectation and pressure that comes with being the hometown hero.
Yeah, he was saying he felt like that he had, 50-plus coaches up here in the car park helping him dissect the heat and the conditions. So it was a big amount of pressure on his shoulders, and to take it like he did was pretty cool.
We're going to have a close look at his clash in just a moment, but right now we're going to get caught up with the winner of the last heat of the day.
Thanks, Ron. Lucas, you kind of missed the start, but then you come home strong through the middle part of that heat.
Yeah, there was a gnarly heat. A few young guns, as we were talking just before. They all young but super experienced at the same time. Samuel already did so good in the CT. Kobie final in Chopo, switch foot against Kelly and stuff. And Aiden has been ripping to his ripping snapper, and he seems to always start really strong his heats, and that wasn't different. So when he started with a 7, and then all these ramps too, Samuel and Kobie has a great air game. So I was like, okay, just focus on getting big sections, and these conditions I think really suits my surfing. So I kind of started with that 6, and didn't feel like it was a great wave, but a smaller one, but could fit 2 turns, and then another 6 on the 1 turn, and they were simple waves, so I knew if I could really lay into a turn the way I wanted, it would be a big score. So I kept trying, and it's really good when you have a lot of opportunities. So after snapper it was perfect, but so slow, and it's kind of nerve-wracking just sit there and have to wait for a good one, and out here you can just keep trying and you land something eventually,
You certainly maximised your opportunities. Well done, and we'll see you tomorrow. Thanks, Lucas.
Thank you, Stace. Lucas surfing really well, and yeah, I think he's right. Even though it was a bit of a mess out there at different stages throughout the day, we did see a lot of waves ridden, and as a result, we saw some great surfing.
Yeah, I feel like I started the day at least very poised in the seat, and as we got towards the end, I was like, I'm thinking, don't leave it all out on day number 2 because there's still so much surfing ahead of us, guys.
Yeah, that's right. Let's talk about that heat with Dylan Moffatt. Strong performance from him. He's really established himself as kind of one of the favourites on the Challenger Series. Only missed the CT by a spot last year, Rich.
Yeah, he's a real mature surfer, and big turns like that, big hacks. He kind of set himself apart in this heat, and just put it together really well. Found some of these rights down at the car park section there, and watch this, blasting off the top. And you're right, he converted what could have been pressure into sort of enthusiasm and a great performance.
Yeah, I like that. He was up against a couple of real qualifying series and Challenger Series journeymen too, so it wasn't an easy heat draw. Alejo Munez, Michael Dunphy, they got pushed out of the mix by Luke Thompson and, of course, Dylan Moffatt, who continues his charge here at this venue and chasing a big result here on home soil. Geez, it'd be amazing if he could break through for a win.
You never know. It's all set up, and you can see the scores there, so some good numbers. And sometimes it's this first heat, just getting it done and getting your momentum started can be a bit of a challenge, but he looks good. He looks settled and ready to go.
We saw some big hits, some big power turns on thick sections that required a lot of commitment. What we hadn't seen up until this point in the competition was a lot of airs. And today, Miguel Tudela saved himself in the contest. And, sadly for the fans following Zeke Lau, it cost him a spot in the next round. But Deivid Silva, impressive on the backhand.
Oh, Deivid Silva. He's got a real good energy with this event. He's done so well in it, bringing that energy to Narrabeen as well. But Zeke, he did some great surfing, and I don't know what it is, man, but Zeke's just on a roll, but it's not a good one. He's just missing out but, the surfing is there.
Yeah, it was Deivid Silva and Zeke just holding control over the other competitors in the lineup up until about this point.
Oh, this was mental. I can't believe this happened for Zeke, but look at this thing. Double grab.
This is the angle, too, to watch that air. There was the front-on angle that we watched it at first. It didn't look like he got a lot of pop out of the lip. That angle showed how far he fell from the apex of the aerial right to the bottom of the trough. Did so well to stick it and get himself an excellent score, an 8.67.
Yeah, it was a full last-ditch effort, throw everything at it, and he stuck it, man. It was credit to him for going for it.
Yeah, going for it for sure. And you know what? You can see just how quickly you've got to adapt. Billy Stearman dominated in the opening round, but today he really just couldn't get it going, and he was overcome by some surfers who were really in attack mode on those rights. So, well done to Miguel Tudela, saving himself. A buzzer-beater moment from him. We saw a really composed performance on the women's side from Kobie Enright. Just smoothed out all the bumps out there and just looked so confident.
Yeah, she kind of took note out of Francesca Vaselko's book, and she found these rights, and it suits her surfing so much because she's so smooth. She's brought a little bit more criticalness to her surfing as well, and this is actually a replay of Kira Pinkerton's answer back in this heat too.
Yeah, I love this heat from Kira. It was amazing. Although Kobie came away with the win here. There was a story going on with Kira Pinkerton. She kind of went through a bit of an emotional kind of moment there. I think she hurt her arm at one point and was just overcome, but rallied. And I think too deserving progression through that heat.
Yeah, it was cool to see. And as you could see there, Kira, she didn't find a great backup, but the 7.67, 2 hefty turns, and it was enough to get her into that second spot. And we lost a couple of those former championship tour surfers looking to get back onto the CT. So they're going to have to, rally after this event. They're going to have some time before Bolito, but it's going to take a lot now because basically for Silvana and for Paige Harrop, it's 2 throwaways already.
Yeah, that's it. There's no more chances for either of them now to have these early first, second or third round losses. It's a bummer. I'm kind of disappointed to see Silvana go out so early. I think she has worked so hard to put herself back into this mix, and I'd love to see the performance from her at this stage.
Yeah, she's got it in her. She can win events. She's done it at the highest level, so we anticipate a big fight back in those next 4 events. But let's have a look at the Boost Mobile wave of the day. It does, of course, belong to Miguel Tudela, who really turned his fortune with this move. He had to pull something big. He needed a big score at this point in time, Rich.
And it was so lofty. And the drop down into the trough, it was, he must have dropped about 8 foot from the top of the air all the way down back to connecting with the lip. And, we love these moments when the surfers are actually back on the sand and they're waiting for a score and you see that emotion come out. You can really see how much it means to them.
Yeah, it meant a lot, that win. Let's have a look at the top 5 moments of the day. We had plenty. We should have blown it out to the top 20. So many big individual turns laid down, but Mateus Hurdy threw this full rotation, but it still wasn't enough.
Oh, huge. Again, so much pop. This guy's known for his airs. And it started a bit of a theme. Everyone caught on. Everyone started going, yep, let's take to the air. We've been waiting for it. And they delivered.
Ellie Harrison, one big turn on this ride, and it fetched her a huge score to get through, Jess.
Yeah, smart woman. She composed herself. She reset throughout this heat, and just critical surfing for her on her backhand. She needs this at this point as well. And I think it's going to be a good confidence booster running into the next round.
Happy to sign some autographs there on the beach as well. Coming in at number 3, St. Clementi's Cole Houshmand. Big boy, big, powerful hits.
Yeah, foundation surfing, good power base, great positioning, and throwing a ton of spray. You can't, you do this sort of surfing and the judges have to throw down a score. So great to see him progressing through.
Yeah, he was buzzing after that heat win. Also banking a 7.83 with an impressive ride was Yolanda Hopkins.
Yeah, she started a theme with this as well, didn't she, during the day? A little cover-up, big slash, and just committed, real ground surfing, like really, really committed to the cause.
But coming in at number 1, Miguel Tudela goes to the corrupt flip, stomps it in the impossible section, and gets himself the score he needs to move through to the next round.
Yeah, it wasn't just a straightforward air, the corrupt flip. There's not a lot of surfers that can do it. It's a pretty specialised air, and Miguel just pulling it out at the perfect moment.
Yeah, it was huge. It was so confusing seeing where they were going to go with that number because we'd seen Zeke really collect some good scores with that beautiful power surfing, bit of release with a huge layback jam, and when Miguel took off on that, I think here on the Harvey Norman set, Laura Enover, Nathan Hedge, we were kind of thinking to ourselves, wasn't the cleanest landing, and you can kind of get a little critical on those airs sometimes, but I think when you see the replays, especially from that angle down at Car Park Rights, you could see how tough the landing was, and it was a deserving score.
Yeah, absolutely. I was listening to you guys, and the debate was happening, and I was kind of going, wow, I was confused as well. Didn't know where they were going to go at it, but I think they got it right, and commiserations to Zeke. He must be scratching his head going, what have I got to do here to get back in the mix?
Oh, he's got to do a lot in the next 4 events on the Challenger Series, that's for sure. A lot of highlights today. I think we can expect more tomorrow. Where Richie Lovett's guaranteeing better conditions. He's putting his neck out.
It's going to happen. You just watch.
Wax stamp sealed right there. Thank you very much.
Yeah, I love it.
We'll see you tomorrow.
I love it when your head's on the chopping block, Rich. It's so much fun.
I know you do.
We're going to break now. We'll leave you with highlights and see you tomorrow morning as we look to get things back underway here at the GWM Sydney Surf Pro, presented by Bonsoy. Good morning once again from North Narrabeen as we see the women getting set to hit the lineup.
It's actually been coning off its head.
Oh, nothing better than a morning cone.
Where did the fun go? Where did the fun go? Where did the fun go? I'll bet
Moana Jones-Wong, she attacks it.
well, I set up your version.
That was a sick combo for Ellie Harrison.
$58 a day.
Oh, so we see Kika, one huge turn.
Version of fun is free.
It is sometimes the better option than trying to duck dive.
Oh, not always the best option, Rich.
Where did the fun go? Where did the fun
There's some of that frustration. And hangs on for the finish.
Yolanda Hopkins falls into a little bubble.
my day? Well, I set up.
Let's get set for the second round of the men's event. Jackson Baker. He finds a bit of cover. Oh. Mikey Madonna's got a tail pad and 3 fins.
What makes a man wanna work 58 hours a week? Come home to his family, too tired to even speak. Well, I said, where did the fun go? Where did the fun go? Where did the fun go? I'll be chasing it on my deadline now.
Miguel, though, he's going to go to the corrupt flip. Wow. And he's going to find the landing. An 8.67.
Where did the fun go? I'll be chasing it on my deadline.
This copyrighted event broadcast is produced by the World Surf League for broadcast around the world and may not be retransmitted, reproduced, rebroadcast, or otherwise distributed or used in any form without the written consent of the World Surf League.